Hey everyone, it's me, Yemmy the Ferret here with another episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast available on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes. Thank you so much for tuning in, joining me, listening to me ramble and talk. It's a great time as always. How has your week been? I've been playing a lot of Borderlands, Game of the Year Edition Remastered. I just got to the middle of nowhere section, and I'm still loving it as much as I did the first time. So it's been a great experience. I'm glad that they put it out finally on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and all that stuff. So if you haven't been playing it, or if you haven't played the game, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's a really great co-op game, but it's also really fun to just kind of solo up, find some loot, kick some ass, and smoke some grass. I do not condone smoking. Anyways, thank you for tuning in wherever you are, whether you're around the world or whether you're right next door to me, which would be kind of creepy. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast, where we don't always talk about video games. Sometimes we'll talk about music and movies and not really books. I haven't done a book yet, have I? No, I haven't done a book yet, but there'll be times where I talk about other things that interest me because this podcast is an extension of myself, and video games aren't the only important thing in my life. There are a few other things that I do as well. So I look forward to talking about more things in the future. I know people, they complain when I don't talk about video games the whole time on a podcast. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. I like to go off on tangents. So that being said, I will be pushing back the bands to look out for this year. So far, a portion of the podcast that'll be on the weekend one because not as many people watch that one and not as many people will care, I'm sure. Anyways, thank you for coming to this podcast. If you're here for the premiere, let me know you're here by doing hashtag Mr. Predicto Says. And then after that, write whatever you want to say. He has several different lines he says. But let's talk. First things first. Let's talk about something that's been going on for the past few days. Something's kind of been developing over the past few days, and that is the review bombing on Steam for Borderlands 2. This isn't the first game to get a review bomb, but this is one that has garnered the most attention from the media and from Steam itself. So what has happened is because Borderlands 3 is going to be an Epic Store exclusive for a little bit, people are banding together and they're giving Borderlands 2, a game that is completely innocent, was released on Steam, has been given tons and tons of positive reviews. They've been going on there, changing their reviews, changing their scores, blah, 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 to negative reviews, simply because it's not going to be on Steam first. And they are saying that because the game isn't going to be on Steam, they're going to boycott it. Now, I'm not happy myself that the PC version of the game is going to be an Epic Store exclusive. I'm not a huge fan of Epic Store or Epic Games or whatever they're called. But I'm not going to go on to Borderlands 2 and downvote it. I'm not going to give it a negative review simply because something that the company is doing now is something that I don't like. That just seems really weird to me. I don't see why people would go back in time, redo their stuff just to... they're not even making a point, you know? They're just like they're just voting it down because they're angry at the moment. So what has happened? So Randy Pitchford came out on Twitter and said that he responded to someone saying that it's not cool to misuse the review system and shame on Steam Games for allowing it, which is a completely fine statement. That's his opinion. And then Randy Pitchford came out and responded to that tweet saying, ironically, that this misuse is possible and that Steam has no interest in correcting this misuse makes me kind of happy about 2K's decision and makes me want to reconsider Gearbox Publishing's current posture in the platform. So that's just meaning that he, if Steam doesn't fix this, if they don't change their policies, he's going to put more games on the Epic Store or a different platform on the computer. I know this has been a problem for a while. I don't remember the last game that got a huge review bomb on it. It might have been one of the Call of Duties. One of the older Call of Duties got review bombed because of something that Infinite Warfare did or something like that. But I don't, as a gamer myself, I don't understand going back and attacking an older game that you may love. Let's say that the next BioShock game is a first-person shooter action game, and they change everything to be like a modern shooter. It's going to be battle royale and blah blah blah. Would I go back to BioShock Infinite and give that a negative review just because of something the company is doing now? No! BioShock Infinite is still a fine game, it's excellent, it plays well, etc., etc. So why the hell would people go back to Borderlands 2 and give it negative reviews? I don't understand. And I'm not just defending it because it is one of my favorite games. I'm defending it because, really, this isn't right. This isn't, like, as a gaming culture, we need to stand together and not do stupid things like this, because it reflects badly on the community as a whole. And it's bad for Steam, too. But luckily, Steam, or Valve, has finally put in place measures to stop review bombing. So what they did is they marked all of last week's worth of user reviews as off-topic reviews, and that doesn't affect the score, because the score for Borderlands 2 went from overwhelmingly positive to very positive. Now you might be thinking, "Oh, that's not a big deal, Yemmy. Yemmy, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Out of nothing. There's nothing wrong with going from overwhelmingly positive to very positive." Well, I'll tell you this: if this keeps up, obviously the score is going to go down even more. And guess what? It's going to go down even more in score. So very positive is going to go to positive. Then positive is going to go to mediocre, whatever, or in between, whatever it's called. This is a snowball effect. I'm glad that Valve has finally done something about this, because these games don't deserve to be downvoted just because something that the future company is doing. It really doesn't make any sense to me personally. As a gamer, I don't see why people would be doing this. This is just... And this is just a splinter group of gamers who are just butthurt because their master PC race isn't going to be using Steam for one game, or they have to wait a little extra longer. And, this doesn't affect me because, like I said in the last or I don't remember if last episode or whatever, but I'm getting the game on PS4, so this isn't going to affect me. But for a lot of people, it does affect them. They have to download Epic Games, the Epic Games Store. Oh, no. I recently downloaded the Epic Games launcher, whatever it's called, to buy World War Z on the PC because it's going to be an Epic Games Store exclusive. And what happened was it automatically tried to start downloading Fortnite. I was like, oh, no, that's not going to be happening today. So I had to stop that. So just in case you want to get onto the Epic Games Store and pre-order Borderlands 3 or whatever, just be careful, because they do, for some reason, automatically start downloading Fortnite.
Boo! You stink!
Exactly. So, what does this mean for the future? Is 2K gonna publish their games on Epic Games from now on? We don't know yet. Right now it's a hot topic, and we don't know what's gonna happen yet. But so apparently there was 2,006 positive scores for Borderlands 2 given in the past week, and many of these are either defending against the review bombers or expressing their hate for the Epic Games Store, but praising the actual game. And almost 3,028 were negative reviews in the space of 7 days. So that's a good amount. That is a good amount of reviews. That's about 5,000 in total, just off topic, not talking about the game itself. So they're going to take all those away, the positive and the negative. They're just going to be like, nope, this is off topic. This isn't going to affect the score anymore. So yeah, that's the news. That's the big news for this week. Really kind of disappointed in the gaming community that, after all this time, it's finally hit that breaking point. And I feel like, of course, it had to happen with Borderlands 3, one of the games I'm most hyped for this year, next to Days Gone and stuff like that. Like, Borderlands 3 is, like, right up there with everything else, and, of course, there's going to be tons of backlash about the game, and it's just unfortunate because, you know what? I love the Borderlands series, and I would never go back on a series that I love and downvote a game just because something in this future could be. Like, I'll give you a better example. BioWare. They've been making some stinkers recently, but would I go back to Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 1 and give it negative reviews just because, they rushed Mass Effect Andromeda, Anthem sucks? No, I'm gonna review Anthem poorly. I'm gonna review Mass Effect Andromeda poorly. I'm still gonna keep the nice things I say about the original trilogy because guess what? I enjoyed it, and guess what? It's in the past. So I think a lot of people need to grow up. I think a lot of people need to rethink what they're doing with these negative reviews, because this isn't going to help or solve the problem. This is just going to make more problems, and then eventually Steam is going to become a dead platform if people keep doing this. All right, so this is some lighter news because that got a little heated there. So, in a competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee game, a player walked off the stage in a matchup against the one and only Jigglypuff. The other person was playing as Ice Climbers. He's the guy who walked off. And what happened was the guy used Jigglypuff's ability to just dodge attacks and stay away from people. When he got one stock down on the Ice Climbers, and he took the lead, he just stayed away from them for about 3 minutes before the one guy stood up, unplugged his controller, and walked away. And then the guy finished him off with Jigglypuff. Everyone was booing the guy. Even the commentators were booing him and talking bad on him. And this has kind of put a rift in the Melee competitive community, especially since EVO, which is a competitive gaming culture like convention almost, took Melee out and added Ultimate in. This is really this might really affect the Melee community even more so. There's not really much else to say about this other than this was kind of like a cheesy way to defeat someone. I wonder if he was planning this ahead for a long time. He's probably been working on this technique for a while, and what do you know, it ended up working. But this was a pretty dramatic thing. We're gonna go ahead and watch just a little bit of this clip that is out on Twitter right now.
It's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to time.
Boo! Look at Hugo's so bored. Look out! Hugo's so bored.
Boo! I see Johnny booing.
Johnny's booing. Look at
Boo!
Johnny. He's so pissed. Look at him. Oh, he's done. He's done.
Probably no fist bump, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He's so done.
All right, so as you see from the clip, a lot of cheese happening there, I guess you would say. A lot of, I guess it's more of it's a tactic for sure. Like, it's not like you go on here and play Smash, and this is something that can't be done unless you're using like a modded controller or something. Like, this is like something that's built into the game. Jigglypuff is able to slip away from characters a lot easier than any other character. So he was playing to the strengths of Jigglypuff while also really pissing off the Smash Brothers community. And as you heard, a lot of people were booing and hooking and hawing. The one guy double flipped off the camera, which I edited out. Just something to think about. All right, so Brawlhalla is getting an update on April 10th to add the Hellboy character pack. There's going to be 4 different Hellboy characters, including Hellboy himself as a epic crossover skin, Nimue as a Dusk epic crossover skin, Kraukak as a Turos crossover skin, and Daimyo as a Mordex epic crossover skin. So these are just skins. They're not like actual like changes to the characters or new characters in the game, but this is pretty cool for the Brawlhalla community. A lot of cool stuff, and it's also going to be getting a Hellboy themed map, a daily login of 250 gold for the first time you log in, and there's also going to be a 2-week Hellboy UI takeover. You'll also get a Hellboy avatar available for 60 mammoth coins, and a Beast of the Apocalypse up podium available for 240 mammoth coins. I've never really played Brawlhalla. I know it's kind of like a Smash Brothers type game, and if you want to check it out, I believe it is free to play. And I think that also the Hellboy skins are free as well? Nope, not free. Okay, so they're going to be priced at 300 mammoth coins each, and the Guachach is going to be available for 240 coins. So it's a little bit of a stinker. I thought it was going to be free, but Jeez, Yemmy, what the heck? What are you thinking? Of course it's not going to be free. Alright, Nintendo Direct rumored for this week could be the perfect send-off for Reggie. So there's a rumor going around that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct this week. No one's really sure about it yet, but the rumor itself is coming from Gaming Intel, who says, according to our source, alongside with many other insiders within our team, the next Nintendo Direct will be taking place on April 11th, 2019. All the usual red flags are there. Who is the source? Who are the insiders? But we wouldn't bet against the Direct happening this week regardless. So this is kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool to see Reggie in one last hurrah talking about Nintendo games. People are speculating that if there is a Nintendo Direct this week, it won't have things for E3 in it. It will just be more of a all-around encompassing Direct. People are speculating that the E3 Nintendo Direct is going to have Pokemon Sword and Shield, The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, Super Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion 3, and more. They're thinking that if there is a Direct this week, it's going to be Joker and Smash Brothers is going to be the big overall reaching thing out of it. It's getting very close to E3 time, and I feel like putting out a Nintendo Direct that's like fully fleshed out and all that would leave nothing for E3, kind of like last year. Alright, so Criterion Games founder says that Nintendo never asked the studio to make a new F-Zero for the Wii U or the Switch era. So Criterion it became a part of EA during its tenure. It's made games like Burnout and Need for Speed, along with the racing game F-Zero. As you know, the last F-Zero game was on the GameCube, and now the founder, Alex Ward, is back and explained in 2015 that many licenses the studio had allegedly been offered over the years, some of them were false. Once and for all, Nintendo didn't come to Criterion and ask us to make F-Zero. Nothing of the sort at all, completely false. So what did happen was that someone quite minor in Nintendo of Europe, who isn't there anymore, he says, they sent an email to him and said, hey, some of us are talking, and we maybe want a F-Zero game for the Wii U. And now that they're wholly owned by EA, he told them that that the dude had to send an email to EA themselves. So he sent him an email address, and that was it. He never heard from the junior at Nintendo of Europe ever again, and of course Nintendo never contacted them personally. So there's a few red flags here, including a junior who isn't there anymore, and also giving him an email address that nothing ever came of. So so obviously maybe Nintendo is just done with the F-Zero series. Who knows? Alright, Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild are getting Labo VR support. So Nintendo has revealed that the free Labo VR update to Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to come out on to 25th of April, allowing you to experience both games in a whole new way. So the Mario game is pretty interesting. It looks like there's going to be some new stages to kind of go about, and they all have to do with the VR headset. I don't know how you're supposed to play with the VR headset, because you literally, like, when you use the Switch VR, it's not like there's a strap around your head. Like, you're literally holding it in place. So I'm wondering if you have to, like, literally play it while you hold it in front of your eyes. I'm not sure on that. But nevertheless, there is a Mario Odyssey update that's going to bring in some new things to do. You are literally just sitting there and using the joysticks to move Mario around on the screen and collect music notes and coins and moons. In The Legend of Zelda, it's actually going to be the whole game is going to be VR. It's going to be a third-person perspective still, but you're going to be experiencing it like you're in IMAX almost. That one isn't as interesting. I feel like if you're really prone to motion sickness, I feel like that's going to be a complete miss for you, not a hit. We're not going to play the sound effect this time. No. Okay. So this is kind of weird for Legend of Zelda, but I think this is a great idea for Super Mario Odyssey, and hopefully Nintendo does more free updates for the Nintendo VR Labo thing in the future, and hopefully they actually come out with a physical, actual VR headset so that you don't have to buy the cardboard. Okie dokie, so Prince Harry, the Prince of Sussex, the Duke of Sussex. I apologize to my UK brethren. He has come out and said that Fortnite should not be allowed in your households. This is his direct quote saying the game shouldn't be allowed. Where is the benefit of having it in your household? It's created to addict, an addiction to keep you up in front of your computer for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. Parents have got their hands up. They don't know what to do about it. It's like waiting for the damage to be done. Back in January, the World Health Organization listed game addiction as a mental health condition, which actually contradicted the University of Oxford study saying the opposite. And this was met with criticism all around. But now Prince Harry, who could possibly become the king of I shouldn't say those things. So now Prince Harry, who is the Duke himself, has said that Fortnite is bad. Maybe this is because he's having a kid of his own, and he doesn't want them to play Fortnite. Will they actually ban Fortnite in the UK? Doubtful. But, I mean, I don't live there, so I don't know. If there's anyone from the UK, if there's any blokes from the UK out there who's listening, let me know what you think is going to happen, because I don't know. If this was America, people would just say, shut up, and we would move along. So we have two Mortal Kombat 11 news today. Mortal Kombat 11 Day 1 patch is going to be more than double the size of the base game, as a data miner has found out. So far, Mortal Kombat 11 launched on the Switch hasn't really seen any footage or anything like that, but a Twitter user named NWPlayer123 has shown everyone his findings for the game. So he's saying that the base game is going to be about 6 gigabytes, and the Day 1 patch is going to be about 15 gigabytes for the Switch. He also found out that there's some DLC planned for the game. Approximately 13 different DLC items are in the data, and we don't know if those are just costumes, if they're characters, if they're season passes. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Also, Ed Boon has reassured fans of Mortal Kombat 11 that it will run at 60 FPS on Nintendo Switch, whether it's in the docked mode or the handheld mode. Now, this was said at a rapid-fire question session at PAX East a few weeks ago, and the co-creator Ed Boon was there to put your mind at ease. He said that the game would run on 60 FPS, and it wouldn't be 30 FPS or contain blurry backgrounds. So we'll see if he's telling the truth. I have reason to believe he is, but it is the Nintendo Switch, and we've seen Dead by Daylight. Alright, so Ubisoft will not be releasing any additional Starlink toys for future updates. So Starlink Battle for Actus came out last year. It undersold. It really undersold, I should say. It did not sell as well as they wanted to. They obviously were trying to capitalize on the toys to life genre of video gaming, like Skylanders and Lego Dimensions, but they didn't get the memo because that has been over for a while now. No matter what you think about this game or the pieces or whatever, I know and you know that after Lego Dimensions came out, no one wanted that crap anymore. The stores were littered with Lego Dimensions, were littered with Skylanders, littered with Amiibos, and no one wanted them anymore. So, the spring update is still planned for the future with free updates as well in the future with new content, but they've said that they're not going to make any more toys for the game. As part of their effort to do right by the passionate and dedicated community, oh boy, whack them off, why don't you? They're currently hard at work on their biggest update yet, and they're pleased to tell everyone that there will be new digital ships, pilots, and weapons, but no new physical things to get. So the next update for Starlink is going to launch in April and include a Switch-exclusive Star Fox mission, which will allow players to take control of Peppy, Falco, and Slippy as they engage in aerial dogfights against Star Wolf, which I talked about during the Nintendo Direct episode not too long ago. So this is quite an odd one. The PS4 exclusive Bubsy Paws on Fire is going to come to the Switch whether you like it or not. I like that title because it's so true. Bubsy has been a laughingstock of the platformer community since its inception, and the last rendition of the game was just as bad as the originals. And let's not forget about the 3D one, which just was awful. So Bubsy is going to feature 4 playable characters, each with its own game mechanics. All new story featuring the unlikely alliance of Bubsy and the Woolies. Over 140 levels and variations set across 3 different worlds. There's going to be 3 different bosses to fight, a unique combo system with a leaderboard for every character, a shop with costumes and cosmetics, unique character dialogue for every level, a variety of unique collectible types, and also the return of Oinkier, Terry, and many other characters from previous Bubsy incarnations. They also said that the game will not have any in-game purchases. You'll unlock costumes and stuff like that by playing the game. So the physical release is going to arrive both at $30 and $40 for the limited edition, and they're going to be able to order from Amazon. And it's going to include the limited edition is going to include a soundtrack and a mini collector's booklet. So if you like Bubsy and you have a Switch, oh boy, it must be Christmas. I almost said Halloween. It's going to be Christmas for you. All right, last Nintendo-ish news today. Civilization 6 now supports cross-platform cloud saves on Steam and Nintendo Switch. This is great for people who game on both and they want their game to transfer over. This is kind of like a minor thing, but I think this is kind of big in terms of, Switch and Steam. It's not Microsoft. This is Steam, a Valve corporation teaming up with Nintendo Switch. Nintendo's really stretching out its wings and getting all different types of games and updates. We have Bubsy coming to the Switch, we have Cuphead coming to the Switch, and now we have cross-platform but saving between Steam and Nintendo Switch. This is pretty cool. So this essentially means that you can be playing on your computer and then switch over to the Switch in either the portable or docked mode. It's quite a nifty feature when you consider just how long matches can take to complete. That is so true. Let's say you need to leave and go to the store, and your parents are dragging you along. You can grab your Switch, play in handheld mode, and play the same game you were playing. I love Civilization 6. It's a great game. I haven't played the Switch version yet, but if it's anything like the PC, it's a winner in my book. So this is available now. All you need to do is create a 2K account. Okie dokie, so Dragon Age 4 still in very early development, and this could be because Anthem has been getting such negative reviews. So Dragon's Age is a BioWare game. Dragon's Age 3 came out a few years ago. It got high praises. It won Game of the Year from a few people. I never really got into the Dragon Age games, and I'm definitely not looking forward to Dragon Age 4, especially after Anthem and all that. But Dragon's Age 4 got a teaser at the Game Awards last year, and the project seems like it hasn't gone anywhere since. Some sources suggest that some sources describe the project as Anthem with Dragons, which is not very good. Not very good. I feel like we'll be playing taps for BioWare very, very soon. So the negative reaction for Anthem may have an impact on Dragon's Age 4. If Anthem doesn't get better reception soon, I think people are going to just give up on BioWare and they're not going to buy any of their games, especially because this is two IPs now that have gone under, Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. So apparently BioWare rebooted Dragon Age 4 in 2018, and then the previous incarnation started in 2016. They took members off of that team to help the Mass Effect Andromeda game, and then after that was canceled, they moved those people over to Anthem, and we know how that turned out. So here we are. We don't know what's going to happen to Dragon Age 4. Fans of the series they got big question marks over their heads, and I'm not sure if it's likely that the game is actually going to be released. Like I said several times now, if I feel like BioWare is just going to be shut down by EA because they're not giving them what they want. Fans of Star Wars Jedi Outcast, you're getting a new Jedi game, and this one's going to be called Fallen Order. I love Jedi Outcast 2. It was amazing. I played it so much on the GameCube back in the day. I love just fighting with the Jedi and stuff like that. So Fallen Order, it has a teaser now. It's kind of like a moving image of a lightsaber. It looks like a really nifty lightsaber, and it says Jedi Fallen Order on the front, and EA's logo's at the bottom. So obviously EA didn't completely get its rights taken away for Star Wars. I wonder if Disney is just letting EA finish off the games it's working on. Maybe they don't see it. They probably see profit in putting the games out still, but after this, it might go back to Lucasfilms because they did resurrect the studio. So we'll be getting the first look at the game during the Star Wars Celebration event, which is going to start on April 11th. It's going to run through the 19th. So yeah, hopefully this is a good game. Obviously the Battlefront 1 and 2 games, the reboots, were not very good. So as Vivid Chim said on Twitter, and I responded to him, I think I agree with him that this is going to be the final straw. If they mess up on this, guess what? I ain't going to buy your games anymore. I bought Battlefront 2 on a huge sale, one of the first weeks it came out. Very disappointed. The servers were so bad. I know it's probably fixed now, but you know what? First impressions really count. All clues are pointing to the London setting for Watch Dogs 3. You'll be able to get your bangers and mash while hacking the databases. So people are speculating that it's going to be revealed at E3 this year, that there's going to be a Watch Dogs 3 game. I liked Watch Dogs 2. It was on my top 10 list that year. I know that not everyone liked Watch Dogs 2, not everyone liked Watch Dogs 1, me included. I hated Watch Dogs 1. But Watch Dogs 2 I thought really improved upon everything that Watch Dogs 1 didn't. Recently, it's been said that the next Assassin's Creed game is going to be Vikings, but we'll see more about that at the next E3 as well. But for now, we're not going to know for sure what setting the game is until E3. But everything has been pointing to a London setting. There's not many games that have been in a London setting. Assassin's Creed Syndicate was London, of course. But other than that, I can't really think of any games like this that have been set in London. So this is going to be kind of cool. A new world to explore. Maybe we'll be able to go to Wales. Maybe we'll be able to go to Stonehenge. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so World War Z got an in-depth trailer last weekend, and this actually made me interested in the game. They did a good job with this trailer, illustrating all the points they wanted to make, all the changes that they're making to this kind of Left 4 Dead genre type game. So there's going to be a bunch of different types of enemies, but the main enemy, of course, is the regular zombie that can appear in hordes or in groups. And there's going to be armored ones, there's going to be spitters and exploders, all the normal stuff. But what really piqued my interest in this game is the fact that the AI is controlling the level through the whole thing. Depending on how you're playing, the AI will adjust how the game turns out. So if you're going through the game guns blazing, there's going to be way more hordes than if you were going through with a silenced weapon or going through silently. And I think that's a really great to have in a game like this, because Left 4 Dead, you get the horde mode at the same time. Sometimes it's random, of course, but you'll hear the sound of the horde and you'll be like, okay, time to load up. But in this game, it seems like it's going to be more of a constant thing if you're going through the game loudly, or it's going to be more of a hit or miss kind of thing. Whew. We slipped past on that one. Oh no! All right, but this looks really interesting. This has sold the game for me so far. I don't know about you guys. Obviously, with the game coming out before Days Gone, they obviously wanted to hit that window and make sure that people, were interested in the game, trying to get their zombie fix, before Days Gone comes out. But yeah, it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be a pretty decent game. I'm not really excited for it. I'm just interested to play it with my friends and or with my friend and fiance and see how it is, because we're fans of Left 4 Dead and this game looks like a Left 4 Dead in third person kind of. And the last news for today, Super Meat Boy Forever has been delayed, but will arrive on PS4 later in this year than they expected. It was supposed to be coming out in April 2019, but the game developer Team Meat has taken to Twitter to confirm that the players are not going to get their hands on the game this month. They're saying that it's going to be delayed until after, but not too far after, April of 2019. In their official statement, they are saying that they're missing the April launch and that they've been knocking out bits of Super Meat Boy Forever at record speeds while keeping a healthy and sustainable pace. They don't want to rush the game. They want to make sure that the game is fresh and feels good for the audience. Team Meat isn't some studio owned by an evil asshat corporation that has say over what we do and how we do it. We are fortunate enough to have control over how we work and choose not to run ourselves into the ground. So they're saying that the delay is gonna, it's gonna suck, but it's not too far off. It's not gonna be so far off that you're gonna be waiting until next year to get the game. They also have hugged and kissed you and said sorry. And they're also thankful for the people who played the game at PAX East. They took everything that people were saying about it to heart, and they have been improving the game since then. So it's nice that they've come out and said, hey, the writing's on the wall. This is what's happening. And I'm also glad that they took a huge shot at at big time developers. I feel like that really sells their brand, really sells their company, and makes them seem like more of a fun company to work for. But anyways, all that being said, I am excited for Super Meat Boy Forever. I tried playing through Super Meat Boy myself. Things did not go as planned. I got pretty far in the game though. I was very impressed with myself. It's a very tough platformer. You play as Meat Boy, and in this one you're also going to play as, I think it's Bandage Girl, and you're going to be trying to get to your son, baby meat. So hopefully this game doesn't stink like rotten meat, but I guarantee it's going to be another slam dunk for the team. All right, that just about wraps up this episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast. Remember, the podcast is available on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes. And if you're here for the premiere, thank you so much. I love it when I see people in the premieres. It's always warms my ferret heart. Watch time is a big thing to me. I know a lot of people just, they comment and like, and then they leave a video, and that really hurts my feelings. It makes me feel bad, but I'm glad to see people in the premiere staying, enjoying it, and comment, just being active in the chat and talking with me. It really does make me feel good and lets me know that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. If you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, or SoundCloud, I appreciate you as well. If you want to, leave a comment on SoundCloud. Leave a review on iTunes. Let me know that you watched it on Spotify or listened to the podcast on Spotify, and I will certainly thank you as well. To anyone else, you can also follow me on Twitter, @YemmyTheFerret. You can join my Discord and talk to me about all these things in depth with me on the Discord. Links are in all the descriptions below. And that's enough self-promotion for one day. But like I said, watch time is a huge thing to me. I know a lot of people don't really watch look at the watch time. Maybe more so now that it's a requirement for getting monetized on YouTube. That's never been my end game. I just want people to watch and listen to things and enjoy the content that I'm putting out. And so far, I think I'm succeeding. I would hope so. But anyways, yeah, thank you all for showing up. Hey, the Discord Ferret Friend of the Month, I almost forgot this time, is Tim Rules. So if you're on the Discord, all his links are in a special room for him. And thank you so much for Tim to being a loudspeaker in the community. It's really appreciated. All right, that just about does it. Once again, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been YemmyCast, a video game podcast.